Hey, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
This is our weekly Rumble Tuesday live stream here at Privateer Press. If you are watching this on YouTube later, we do this 3 times a week. Tuesdays is a game of some sort. Today it's Monsterpocalypse. This is the second Monpoc stream we've done so far. So if you're watching this out of order in YouTube, we might do things a little differently, and there might be fewer things on the table than the other video you watch.
Back.
Yeah, watch them in chronological order.
Yeah.
Wednesdays, the developers come on. That's me, Will Schoonover, Mr. Pagani, who's on our chat mod seat.
Hello.
And Will Hungerford, our organized play developer. We come in and we talk about something development-wise. If there's a CID going, we talk about that generally. But if not, we talk about math. We talk about things.
Playing games with people.
And then Thursday,
get your paint ons.
So yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern Pacific. I almost said Eastern
Pacific.
That's a thing. 10 a.m. Pacific. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays every week.
It's
very
just a
consistently.
non-stop cavalcade of hot streaming action.
Yep. It's
Press.
Either watching us play a game, watching us talk about making games, or watching Dallas paint something awesome.
About games, painting games.
And that's just our live content. We do other kind of stuff that's pre-recorded, that's painting and stuff like that. Working on a Monpoc demo video.
You can go and read, and rules you can download.
We do have those. That was a beautiful segue.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was not the rules.
If you are new to our Monpoc streaming, you haven't seen anything yet, you don't know how the game works at all, you can download the rules right now at monsterpocalypse.com. They were posted a couple days ago. It is the full PDF, the entire book, all 44 pages of it or whatever.
And it's got dancing robots on the front page.
And you can also watch the dancing robots when you click on the download the rules button.
They go.
So if you want to follow along, or after this, if you want to go grab that and read and see how many mistakes we made, Pagani's supposed to check us on those.
What up?
Yeah, you can do that. Also, we have one last little tiny announcement for minicrate.com.
Gaston Crossbones.
So mini-crate.com is our subscription miniature service.
Yep.
And right now, Gaston Crossbones. He does look like he has that kind of accent. He's a pirate, Gaston Cross. He is up for a couple more days. You still have 2 days. July the 19th, like it says on the screen. You can still order him until a couple days from now.
So it goes confirmed 2.
Yeah, so if you want sweet pirate mercenary, I believe he is Gaston 2. Is he Gaston 2?
He's 1.
He's one?
He's 1.
Okay.
He's Gaston Crossbones Uno.
Okay, so yeah, you get a sweet pirate version of a mercenary
And
model.
teaser,
Ooh.
I'm going to paint a ghostly version of him on Thursday. And get your paint on. Ghostly Crossbones.
Unless you're lying and you're just going to paint something crazy.
White, spooky, pirate ghost.
Ghost Bones.
Ghost bones.
Gaston Ghost Bones.
Yar.
Okay, so that's all of our announcements
Pirate
out of
of
the
the
way.
depths.
We introduced ourselves. Our names are there if you forgot what we said.
Right there.
Yeah, although I don't think we said Dallas out loud ever. So there you go.
It's fine.
It's Dallas. We're going to play
I can pronounce that.
Nice.
It's pretty easy.
We're going to play the very first full-size game of Monsterpocalypse you're going to get to see on our streams. Last week, Will Schick and I played the starter boxes. So 1 monster apiece, 6 of the buildings in the starter apiece, and 5 units.
What's actually going on, we're secretly playing an escalation league in the studio, and no one knows, and we're just showing you random games from the escalation.
Sure, why not? Conspiracy theories abound.
Dallas,
So,
tell us about your list.
Oh, there's my list. It's up on the screen.
Yeah.
That's it. There's my list. I've got the Defender X, looking fly. There's no picture of my Hyperform. What?
John didn't take a picture of the second model.
Defender X, I have 3 Strike Fighters, 2 Elite Strike Fighters. I have 4 G-Tanks, 2 Elite G-Tanks, 2 Repair Trucks, and 2 Rocket Choppers, because Rocket Choppers are adorable. And I got the PPHQ.
Not that PPHQ. That is my
That's yours.
painted
You're standing
version.
in as a proxy.
Yeah, yours is not painted yet. You're going to use the studio model we showed off last week.
Yeah, mine's not done yet. I didn't get it done.
And then that's my army from a slightly different angle.
Oh, look at
So
that.
just like last week, I have...
You're using the wedge-shaped formation I see in this battle.
John took the photos and arranged the models. So just like last week, I have Gorgadra, and I also have the Belchers that were in that army. And then,
You've added...
in addition to those 5 guys, 1 Crawler and 4 Belchers, one of them being elite, I have a couple of Destructomites, who are the little centipede guys. I have a couple Explodo-Hawks, which are the best thing in Monsterpocalypse because they're Explodo-Hawks.
They're Explodo-Hawks.
And then I have some Chompers, which are the Planet Eater melee unit. And if you can see them on there, I also have the official star bases. So if you look at that Chomper by that building, he's got a star base. The elite versions of units in the game come with a base that has a star etched into it, and it's really easy to ink that star from the backside and make it a color.
Yeah, you did it. Like I'll do a video. I'll do a get your paint on that.
Yeah.
It was like I was always imagining because like it's etched from the top and you paint down in. You did the opposite way.
Yeah.
You painted it and then flipped the sucker over.
Yeah, it's just partially
so
etched. So and then they're clear bases. So if you're going to leave your bases clear, you can see it from either side.
Smart.
So yeah. So
Totally smart.
So that's what I did. So we're going to start our game. Okay.
6 dice.
Five.
We've been rambling for
Five
Five dice.
10
dice.
minutes.
5 dice. We haven't been rambling. We've been announcing things, talking about our armies. You got 5 dice, not 6?
I'm ready to tussle.
Okay. So we're going to make a setup roll. So roll your dice.
I have the appropriate amount of dice I want.
You do? Oh, okay.
Look at that. 3.
You got a 3. I got I have 4.
Look at that.
Okay. So I'm going to start setting up first, and I'm going to go first.
Okay. Sounds
So
good.
first thing you do, now, if you're watching this like a year after we filmed it, there will be more buildings and stuff to pick
Yes,
from.
more buildings to come.
Right now, we have the paper buildings that come in the starter that are apartment complexes. And then we have one corporate HQ that is the Privateer Press HQ you can win in the Crush Hour tournaments when the game launches. I don't know how long those are going to stay in that tournament pack for anybody that's watching this 2 years from now. But around the launch and for a little while after that, the Privateer Press headquarters will be the proxy model for that. So each of us have one of those and 9 buildings. So when you set up, just in case you didn't watch yet or haven't read the rules, you first have to set up buildings on the green foundations. And both players take a turn placing buildings. This part of the game is much more important when you have a variety of buildings. So Dallas and I are going to go through the motions of planting these buildings on green foundations. And then it's going to matter more. So now the green foundations are full. Now we're going to fill the yellow foundations. You place the last building. So I place a building on yellow foundation. And it can be any foundation anywhere. So I could put a building on Dallas' side if I wanted. Oh, wait, I didn't want to put that there. I want to put it there. Aha!
I'm going to put mine there.
Okay. And then apartments.
Yeah,
And
see, I could do that.
oh, you put an apartment over there. That's the worst. Okay. Haha, I got you back. So have a couple of spare buildings now. When you play the game, you can bring a minimum of 6 buildings, a maximum of 12 buildings, and most buildings are limited to 4, but apartment buildings are not. You can bring all
As many
12
as you
apartment
want.
buildings if you want, if that's all you own. And you haven't got, at launch, there will be no resin buildings, but a couple of months after launch, those will all be rolled out and everything. So you'll be able to choose from different things. The next thing you do after the buildings are set up is you put your monster on the table somewhere on the back edge of your side of the map. I'm going to put Gorgadra in the middle, stepping on these beachgoers.
You're just going right up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be right here because that seems good.
Okay. Now, for anybody who's eagle-eyed out there and watched last week's stream, this is the Isle of Annihilation. You can even see the name.
Isle of Annihilation.
Yeah, Dallas wants another S in there.
Annihil.
Last week we played on Calamity Park or Destruction Junction. I can't remember which one. That is the 2-sided map that comes in the starter box. This is the Isle of Annihilation League map.
This is the OP map, right?
So yes, when you play in the organized play at the launch of Monpoc, you will be able to get this map. It's a league kit. It comes with multiple copies of the map. So people can get that. The other thing about that, real fast, is there's also little health trackers, little metal ones. I'm showing the tiniest of tiny things.
No one can see that.
Normally the game comes with a punch-out cardstock health counter, but in that league there is a best protectors and a best planet eaters, or the organizer can give those away any other way that they see fit. Those are in there. The last thing I want to show off that's super awesome, John, can you make the regular camera really big? And then, there we go. So this is a foil. This is a foil monster card. It's kind of hard to tell.
There it is.
Oh, there we go. There's the shininess. So these are going to be in the tournament set along with the building.
I think chromium.
They are. Chromium?
Yeah.
Isn't that like a precious metal?
Like a 90s comic book.
So when you play in a tournament, a Crush Hour tournament, you have a chance to win a building and also get a foil monster stat card. And those will probably cycle through all the monsters
All kinds of
as more
sweet
monsters
stuff.
come out. Okay, so now we are ready to go.
What about foil unit cards? Is that a thing?
I'm not sure about foil unit cards yet. We'll talk about that more when we know more about that. We did talk about ways to give them out yesterday and what to do with them when, but I don't think we decided yet, marketing-wise. So we're going to start.
See, that was being all.
Uh-huh.
I was like, what about that?
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, oh, what?
Well, that guy 2
As a
years from now
teaser.
who's watching this on YouTube, he's like, man, they never put out those
They never put out those
foil
foil
cards.
unit cards.
And it's all Dallas's fault. So Monpoc starts with a unit
Now
turn.
we're committed.
Yeah. So you have dice. You have white action dice. You have red power dice. You also have blue boost dice. But we're going to share the blue boost dice because they're kind of freebies you get for doing whatever. So if you look at our map, there are some dice wells, pools over here. These are called pools. This one's called a well. It doesn't really matter what word you use. Just kind of a word that means dice hole.
I swim in both.
You do. So, of course you swim in wells. So this is the unit pool. All the dice start in the unit pool at the start of the game. As you use or roll or spend or whatever your action dice, they move into your monster pool. You can only pick units or monsters if there are dice in that pool. So at the start of the game, you can't do anything but a unit turn.
Right.
So I'm going to start by getting some units on the board.
Hey, Oz,
Hey, yeah.
what does that volcano do?
That volcano? So that
Does that do
volcano,
something?
according to the map, is a hazard.
Hazard.
So if you watched this last week or you're reading the rules or whatever, hazards are usually created when a building gets smashed. This map has a permanent 3x3 hazard in the middle of the table. So there's always a fire to throw people into. Units can't drive into it or they'll die. Monsters can stomp around in it, but it will hurt them. And also, there's a lovely beach that we're going to stomp around on.
I'm in impassable terrain.
You are. So ground units cannot go into the water on the edge of the map. So this little patch of dirt here, it's just special. Nobody can drive there. So your tanks can't go there, Dallas.
I want to
Your
own the
tanks can't
island.
visit that tiny island. Okay, so back to any other questions?
Back to the action.
Did that question come from chat or did it come from just John's brain?
Chat.
Okay, so when you spawn units, every unit has a cost stat, and you pay that in action dice to spawn it. So I'm going to spawn a couple of crawlers because they are pretty straightforward. Get out on the table and grab things, guys. So put that one there and that one there.
Look at that little G-Tank.
Ooh, a G-Tank.
It's super adorable.
Crawlers.
It's like literally the cutest thing ever in Monsterpocalypse.
I don't know. Crawlers are awfully cute.
Crawlers are pretty adorable. They're like little bulldogs. They look like
a little bit. So I'm spawning grunt versions of my units.
You have not spent the dice for
I know.
that.
I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
You are out of control.
I'm
Oz.
thinking. So I've put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things on the table. There's my 6th. I spent another die. I'm now going to bump something to spawn something.
Spawn bump.
Spawn bump. So when you want to spawn a unit and there is a unit on a spawn point, you can pay 1 action die to move that unit into an adjacent space
Bloop.
before you spawn the thing behind it. So that destruct mine is going to go there.
Bloop.
And then, do I want to do that one more time? Yeah, I'm not going to attack you. I got nothing to
Hey, you
attack.
spin the dice, right?
Yep. So we're going to push this guy that way and put the other Destructomite over there.
That's a lot of Destructomites.
Okay, so I
I'm
spent
surprised
all
there's no Explodohawks.
I spent all my Explodohawks to me are a later game kind of idea. I don't really want to get all them out right now because they're dive bombing crazies. So we're going to go now. Now I have spawned. That's the first part of the unit step. Then I move my units, and then I would attack if I kept dice. So this guy is going to run up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can use 1 diagonal when you move or count range in Monsterpocalypse. So like I moved 1 diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If a unit's adjacent to a building or friendly monster, they get cover, so they're harder to shoot at. So that'll be good. That guy's going to go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That guy's going to go there.
Man, you're loading up on power zones.
I am grabbing all the power zones, Dallas. And destructive mites are my fastest thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's gonna hop on top of that, just for the fun of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not gonna secure this building yet because it's not gonna matter as much this early in the game. But I probably will do that later. He's gonna jump onto that, and then this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to go behind there. Not that there's line of sight in this game that building blocks, anybody's shots to him, but he's done. So then I would attack if I want after I move, but I don't have any dice to attack with because you have to spend dice when you attack. And then the last thing I can do is push any dice from the active pool into the other pool. But I already spent all my dice. So my first turn's over. It's now Dallas's turn.
Let's do this. I'm going to spend 1. I'm going to put in a G-Tank. Of course I do. Spend another one. Put in another G-Tank. What? I love G-Tanks, by the way.
Yeah.
And put in another G-Tank.
So for anybody out there that's unfamiliar with ModPoc, right now, this is a game of the Protector's Agenda, which is Dallas's army, versus the Destroyer's Agenda, which is my army. We're specifically playing the G.U.A.R.D faction in Protectors and the Planet Eaters faction in Destroyers. Every agenda is made up of multiple factions, and you can mix and match. Certain factions, units, and monsters have more synergy with each other, but a lot of times they also have abilities that say allied model, which is anybody on your team. So you can mix giant, super high-tech ninjas and big lizards that want to protect the planet and G.U.A.R.D robots in your army. And next week, tease about next week, Will Schick is going to have some Shadow Sun stuff, if he's painted it. I don't know if he's painted it yet. But the plan is that Will Schick's going to have some Shadow Sun stuff mixed into his G.U.A.R.D stuff for our first truly agenda army.
Agendarific.
What you said.
So I'm going to bump there and spawn in another repair. No.
Can you get some more fighters on the table?
Well, I want to hold one of these power zones.
Yeah. Repair trucks are perfectly fine at holding power zones. Repair trucks repair buildings that have been previously destroyed. So right now, those repair trucks have no job to do except hold power zones.
Except for shoot things. So let's start moving some. I'm going to save these. Do I want both these white dice? Yes, I want both.
Tommy Bauer on our chat says that they are 40% destructimite. What's the other 60%, Tommy?
Move.
And Hungerford is mentioning how big your strike fighters are. I'm supposing that he thinks that's awesome. He doesn't say. He just says, "Look at how big they are." Hungerford, tell me if
The strike fighters are pretty
how awesome
awesome.
you think they are. So one other thing we have to mention visually about your army is normally flying things that don't have a base incorporated in their sculpt, like my Exploded Hawks, come with a clear arching, like puff of smoke flying base. But you have chosen to mount your things on rods.
I have. I've mounted my flyers on brass rod instead of the typical flight stand.
So Dallas, keep in mind, the Exploded Hawk can kill things adjacent to things it kills. Your tanks don't have to all be touching each other to secure a building. They just have to be touching the building. And if they're not touching each other, the Exploded Hawk won't blow them all up in one shot. But those two are still adjacent.
These? Yeah.
Yeah. It's up to you. I don't want to tell you how to live
I'm
your
fine
life.
right now. I'm fine right now.
Okay.
All right, the strike fighter is going to shoot that the chopper.
Okay. Hungerford clarifies that it is super awesome.
Strike fighter.
So a regular strike fighter can roll up to 2 white dice, but it has to roll at least 1. It gets a free blue die for rolling any dice. Ignores cover, but that guy doesn't have cover because there's nothing around him. And his defense is 3 because of his giant armored face.
I'm never going to kill this guy.
Now, if you have another die though, right?
I do.
You can combine blast attacks or brawl attacks, so that G-Tank could also throw dice that direction.
True fact.
But that would only be the same thing as rolling that extra white die by itself for your strike fighter, because the G-Tank doesn't have any base blue dice unless it aims, and that G-Tank moved.
Yes.
But if you had 2 strike fighters, you could add a white die for
there.
each of them, and then get a blue die for each of them. Ooh, that is a 3.
Ba-boom!
You got that guy. So anytime you kill a unit or a building or anything, you get a
power dice.
You get a power die.
Boop.
So the dice well is just for storing dice, and normally your blue dice will be there too. Your power pool is for active power dice.
Your
so you
go.
did that, and you're not going to push because you don't have any dice left.
Nope.
So now I have to use my monster because I put all my dice in my monster side of the map. I am going to. You're way back there, but you
haven't moved yet.
But you can move over buildings and stuff.
Yes. Wait,
I-
can I?
You have high mobility, which
I
is
do.
that little icon by your speed stat, which means you ignore things when you move.
Right.
That could mean you can dig under the ground, or you can jump really good, or you swing from some sort of like ropey claw things, or
all
whatever.
encompassing.
It's all encompassing. It means you are more mobile than someone who's not highly mobile. And then some things are highly mobile and they fly, which means they can stop on top of hazards and not die and float over water, those kind of things. So let's just start by taking a real small monster turn and smashing a building. So Gargaja's speed is 6.
You should
1.
smash that one.
No. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like I said, you can do 1 diagonal, so I take 1 diagonal there. Gorgaja's going to punch that building. Everything in the game has a defense. Other things have also speed and weapons and that kind of stuff.
Did you
But
power
buildings-
up?
I forgot to power up, Dallas. Thank you. So the first step of your monster turn is powering up. We hadn't taken one yet, and I was getting so excited about smashing stuff. So I get 2 power dice because I'm holding those 2 power points. I would have got a 3rd, but Dallas shot that guy, and I am not securing a building yet. Okay, so I got 2 power dice. I'm going to try and punch this building. I have to roll at least 1 white die. I am doing a brawl attack, and Gorgadra gets 4 blue dice when he makes brawl attacks. I get an extra red die every time I smash a building because I have Demolisher. I'm not going to roll any red dice. I'm just going to add, I'm just going to add a couple of white dice to it. Right? Because I don't even, yeah. So I need to get a 5, and I smash this building. Because a apartment building's defense is 5.
5.
If I
Smash
get more
it.
than 5, it's
Punch
perfectly
it.
fine.
Boom!
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exactly. I exactly rolled a 5. Look at that drama and suspense. Okay, that building is destroyed. By the core rules, buildings that are destroyed become a hazard. Some buildings have a special rule that says they don't become a hazard. And repair trucks can put out fires and stuff. So that is all I'm going to do.
Get power dice.
I use those 4 dice. I get 2 power dice for destroying a building, because that's the core rules for buildings. And I'm a demolisher, so I get an extra power die for that building. Then I'm going to be done and not going to push any dice. I'm going to leave my dice split so I can take another monster turn if I want.
I have to take a monster turn, so I'm going to power up.
Yep.
I get 1, 2, 3, but I have safeguard. So if I secure 1 or more buildings when I power up, I get an additional power dice. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, in the chat, there's an interesting question about Masgani since he's in the room. The chat wants to know why Masgani's not giving us dice choosing advice. Now, last week on the stream, we were talking about dice odds and what to do that with. I probably rolled a few less dice than I should have to get a 5, but I was doing it because I wanted to preserve dice for later.
Yeah.
And Mathgani didn't jump in telling me I was probably going to miss that roll.
I'm going to
I was risking it.
smash that bug's face
Smash him.
like Catherine says I should do.
Okay, so
I just flew over here. I didn't fly. I jumped
yeah.
with my jump pack.
Mm-hmm.
I just went like this. It was like, and I'm like, bam.
So you have all manner of guns and punching and kicking and whatnot.
Yep.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to punch me or are you going to shoot me?
I'm going to laser knee your face.
Ooh, laser knee. Is that a melee?
Look at,
Type laser knee?
look at his knees. He's got laser knees.
Yeah. Okay, so my defense on that guy is only a 2. I don't have cover because you're going to punch me.
I get 4 blue.
You get 4 blue, and you have to spend 1 white, and you did. You got it.
Boom.
So that Destructomite is dead.
I get red.
You get a power die for doing that.
I will not push.
Okay, so if I was Hyper Gorgadra, I would have gotten a power die for that too because he hates it when his friends die when he's all riled
He gets
up.
all mad. He's so protective.
He is. He's really
He's
protective.
like a big space alien mother chicken.
Exactly. Just like a mother chicken. I'm going to take...
Nick Zifko says the only good bug is a dead bug.
Hey, not if you're playing the bugs. The space bugs.
Oh, amazing movie, Nick.
So you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces away from me.
You're gonna brawl me?
I could. I'm more worried about what you're going to do back to me. So if you watched last week, if you've read the rules or whatever, if you haven't, I'll explain. Monsters can also do a thing called stepping. So a monster can spin a white die to move 1 space anytime it wants, as long as it's not interrupting something like an attack or another move or whatever. So you are 7 spaces away from me. That means you could step once after or before you move, and then move your 6 spaces.
Yeah, I'm not going to step.
You could also, though, end up in that fire, which would hurt you, and you could throw me into a building,
which will hurt
will hurt me. Or I could take a unit turn. I could just take a monster turn and run around and smash a building again.
Hashtag Mother Chicken
1, 2,
Gorgadra.
3,
I love
4,
it.
5, 6, 7. So I'll do that. I'll take a monster turn. It'll be really, really small monster turn. I will step once, so he'll just like sidle over. He doesn't like the look of you. You're a big old. He just arrived. He's a guest on your planet, and you're already stepping on his friends.
Look, when the isle is the annihilation.
Sure. So I'm going to power up again. I forgot to do that again. So I still have 2. So I did that.
Okay,
1,
stepping.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I stepped once before I moved, and then I moved. And then I'm going to punch this building. Hey, Mathgani, how many dice should I roll to get a 5?
To get a 5?
To get a 5, I don't know. You want like tactics advice here?
I know it's come up, and we haven't talked
Sure.
about the dice yet. So the action dice, they have 3 blanks, 2 single hits, and a double hit. What's called a super strike in the game.
Super strikes.
The blue dice have 2 blanks and a bunch of 1s and then a double. And then red dice only have 1 blank. So red dice are your most accurate dice. So if you roll a white die, your odds of getting something on that die are 50-50. So these dice are kind of also 50-50, but a little bit better. So this is probably like 1.5 or 2.5 hits, which is not going to be a 5. So you can roll fewer dice than Mathgani would suggest, like I did last time. But you can, to a certain extent, predict how successful you'll be based on how many dice you throw. Like if I throw those dice and add in these 2 red ones, that's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, something. So we're just going to do that.
Is mathematical. Gearbox grinds. Strike fighters are move 7.
Strike fighters are move 7. They're real fast.
Look at that.
Wow. All the blues and the reds both hit with a super strike. So I smashed that building, no problem. That building is dead. So I get those 2 dice back for killing that building because it was a building and every building is worth 2 dice. And
I feel like you should give a monstrous roar each time you smash a building, Oz.
should I do what Hungerford did in the video? I'm going. Is that monstrous enough?
Do that again.
No.
Yep.
Never mind.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so I got 3 power dice for that, and I used 2 action dice during that turn. I stepped, and I rolled 1 in my attack.
Every time I smash a building, I'll give a robotic roar.
No, you'll be like, oh, I had to kill a building. I'm
That's true,
supposed to be
too.
protecting the city. It's okay, though, because you can protect the city by smashing the buildings.
Yeah.
Because the individual buildings don't matter. It's the world that matters. You're trying to save
the world.
the whole world.
I'm trying to save the world, not apartment block D.
Yeah. Okay, so I am going to be done. I took another very small turn, just to kind of move around a little bit.
You're trying to lure me out.
Smash a building. I'm
not
also
gonna work.
making hazards for you to come into if you want.
Yeah, you're.
You can technically take a unit turn because you have 1 die in your unit pool.
I could.
But it wouldn't be a
Spawn-
very big unit turn.
Spawn 1 random unit.
Yeah.
I don't think I need anything yet. Where do I want to go? Speed.
Hungerford thinks I'm being weak and cautious. And I am. I'm taking things slow. I'm seeing how it goes. And Philip Dishon, whatever your name is, Philip. Planet Eaters are the best, except they're not. Everybody's okay. And Rogzor is pretty awesome. Rogzor's art is in the rule book, so it's pretty apparent Rogzor's coming in the game eventually. But we launch with the kind of poster child for Monsterpocalypse, G.U.A.R.D. If you see us at a con, you'll see our big inflatable G.U.A.R.D. He doesn't dance like one of those noodle mans, but he is a little bit bouncy.
The wacky waving arm inflatable flailing tube man.
Mm-hmm. I wish we had one of those, like a Big Defender X that was doing that. It'd be awesome. And
It'd be
his bike-
amazing.
His engines on his back would also be big noodles flopping around. Garrison suggested body slamming into 2 buildings. I don't think that was possible.
Not yet. Someday.
So in order to do
I'm gonna laser blast that guy.
power attacks, some of them like body slams and throws, you have to be completely aligned with the model, which means your base is entirely next to its base. There was a tank sitting next to Dallas, so I couldn't have done that. You're gonna zap that guy. You're gonna shoot him with your face lasers.
Face lasers.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's a 1. All the blues rolled blanks. Okay, so those guys have that, face armor of 3, so you missed.
I'm good.
You rolled 1 die and you're done?
Yep.
Did you power up?
Oh, I forgot to power up. 3, 4, 5. I have all my
Sometimes
power.
you get excited, you want to get straight to the action. Don't forget to power up. Pro tip.
I have all my power.
Okay, I have most of my power.
I've got power.
I'm gonna take, I think, a unit turn.
Yeah, push all those dice back to your monster.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna first spawn Explodahawk. Explodahawks cost 1. Boop. Put that
Exponahawk.
Put that Explodahawk right there. I am then going to. Let's put out some Belchers. We haven't gotten Belchers this game. Put a Belcher there for 1, and put a Belcher there for 1. So I spent 3 so far. Then I'm going to attack more than once.
Rikers Orange just threw a bunch of little emojis at us.
Red card, robot, bomb, tentacle, slimy tentacle. Does that mean something?
I don't-
Did you do something bad? Are you the red card robot?
I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's red cards are bad, Dallas. Haven't you been watching the World Cup? Don't you know? Okay, so I'm going to be done spawning. I'm going to move. This little guy is going to scooch up past you.
Scooch,
1,
scooch.
2, 3, 4. So he took 1 diagonal. It didn't go through that fire. This
Riker said the
Destructomite-
red cards for power up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, power up, robot, rocket punch the monster. Boom!
This Destructomite is going to be annoying.
Knee lasers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are not securing a building if an enemy model is adjacent to it. Oh, I forgot I could have spawned something there. I hold this
You hold that.
this activator. This little guy is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and jump on there. This guy's just going to scooch
Clever
over.
ploy.
Scooch his scoochy over. And then this guy He is a high mobility flying model. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
God, get off my spawn
Here comes
zone.
the Explodohawk. So Explodohawks, they cannot team up with other models because they're awesome. They can roll up to 6 white dice. So I'm going to roll up to 3 because I want to just push all these over.
You're just going to blow up both those things.
And then I get 3 blue dice. Now you have parked an airplane next to another thing.
I did.
And airplanes, your strike fighters, they're super fast, so it makes them very mobile. They can get almost anywhere on the table they want. They're really good attackers. They ignore cover, and they also ignore hazards and stuff. So they trade that by having the worst defense in the game. There's nothing that has defense 0. So your strike fighter has a defense of 1.
Yep.
So I have to get a 1 on these dice to smash your strike fighter. And I have chain reaction, which I compare this roll to everything else adjacent to you. So I might also smash your G-Tank if I roll good enough.
Well, you need a 4.
I need a
It's a
4 because
huge
G-Tanks have a whole bunch of armor. That is
a 4.
5. So I got both those guys. And I got 2 red dice for doing that because I killed 2 units. So that is all of my power dice in my power pool and all my action dice in my monster pool. Oh, and when Explodohawks do that, they're called Explodohawks for a reason. They also explode.
Explosions.
Explodohawks also have defense 1, by the way, because of that. Because Explodohawks aren't meant to hang around and just like dodge enemy fire as they're waiting for you to bring a juicy target up.
Man, you're way far away from me. You're all tussled up in there.
Uh-huh. Philip, who we were talking about, Rogzor earlier, Rogzor was the first monster they played. Because in the old game, everything was blind boxed, so you got random things. The new game, we took the word collectible off the logo. Now it's a hobby miniatures game, so you get what you want when you buy things. So if you want Rogzor, you can just go to the store and buy Rogzor when Rogzor is available, which is not at launch. And I look forward to seeing you playing games of Monsterpocalypse at Gen Con, Philip.
I'm going to take a unit turn
I might also play some Monpoc at Gen Con. With your 2 unit dice?
with my 2 units. These 3 guys, well, 2 of them,
2 of them,
are
yes.
going to shoot that guy.
Okay, so combined fire is at least 1 die, white action die, from each model that's shooting. And when I say combined fire, it's a combined attack. It can be punching or shooting. G-Tanks have aim, so if they sit still, they get a blue die.
Yep.
You don't have an elite G-Tank over there
Nope,
to give them even
not
more
yet.
blue dice. And Destructomites are only defense 2. So you should easily roll a 2, Dallas. You do.
Boom.
Exactly, roll a 2. So you have blown up my Destructomite.
Get out my house.
So all of your power dice are in your power pool, so you can't generate more. 10 is the max of both the white and red dice.
Your turn.
It is my turn.
Take your monster phase.
Take my monster phase. I would really like to throw you into those 2 buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Step, 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 step. Okay, I power up all my dice. I remember to power up now that all my dice are in there. I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna get you, Dallas.
Do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I step 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are aligned, so I can do one of a couple of power attacks. I can body slam you, which is picking you up and putting you down next to me. So I can put you in the fire. I can put you behind me, which wouldn't do anything super dangerous to you. Or I could smash you into this building. But throwing is throwing somebody a number of spaces away from you up to the number of red dice you roll. So I could throw you into Volcano, or more importantly, I could throw you into both of these buildings. So we're going to try that.
Yeah.
So I roll 1. I start with 1 action die and 1 power die, because that's how you make power attacks. You have to roll power die. I get 4 blue dice, but you have disruption because your knees are cranking out rock and roll. Because in addition to lasers in those knees, they have like the best speakers.
Yeah. They're cranking AC/DC.
And he really hates Earth rock and roll. He loves space rock and roll, but nobody even knows what that sounds like. So I lose a blue die because I'm making an attack within 2 spaces of you. And that affects everybody on the board.
It should just be called
on my side.
dissonance.
You can imagine it as dissonance
It's
if you want,
dissonance.
but the rules are disruption. Okay, so I don't need any more than 1 power die to throw you 1 space. But I do have to hit your defense of 8.
8.
And like we talked about with Mathgani, this is probably a 3. So we're going to add a couple of more reds. So that's probably now better. I don't want to add any whites because I want to keep those to act more because you're going to come back at me and it's going to be fun. And I can also step around after I do this. So that is probably a 7, 8, 9, probably a 9. But remember, reds have blanks too. Okay, so we're going to try and throw you.
And miss. Or not.
Oh no. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly. That red disappointed me. It rolled a blank. So I pick you up and toss you. You smash into 2 buildings. I'm going to throw you all the way over to the edge of the map, just because.
Just because.
I rolled a bunch of dice. So you take 1 damage from a successful attack. So just like when Dallas shot that one guy earlier and it died, that's because units have 1 hit point. Monsters have multiple hit points. So you took 1 for the attack.
Whoop, whoop.
You take 2 more for smashing through 2 buildings. And you take 2 more for landing in 2 hazards. So I just really threw you through that big apartment, apartment block D, that may or may not have had
the cheerleader.
The cheerleader in it. Chat.
We're paying attention.
Yeah, the world can't be saved now. Cheerleader's gone. Okay, so that happened. So you'll notice Dallas moved his token a long ways down. If you're new to Monpoc, one of the things that happens when you take a bunch of damage is your monster gets super angry and they go into their hyper form, which is the backside of the card, and that is better stats, new abilities, higher defense sometimes, higher speed sometimes, all those kind of things. Okay, so if I'm standing here, you can throw me in this building, body slamming into a fire. Throwing me that way doesn't matter. I think I'm just going to stand there and be done.
Okay.
Not going to push any dice. I do get a bunch of those red dice back because every time I kill a building, buildings give me 2. And I'm a demolisher, so when this attack, gain 1 power die for every building destroyed as a result. So I get 1 extra power die for every building I smash. So I get a whole bunch of those reds back. And that white one goes into my unit pool, and that red one goes back over there. Okay, Dallas, what do you got? Monster turn?
Monster turn. Power up. I can't power up. I have all my power. I'm going to go right there.
Dragon Pup, I don't believe any monsters get weaker or gain disadvantages. I think Hyper is only better. I think.
And I'm going to body slam you.
Sometimes it's like they change from being a punchy guy to a shooting guy and those kind of things. But I don't believe any of them just get straight worse. And yes, Travis, I'm going to just call you Travis because I can never pronounce your real name. Body slamming someone into 2 hazards would do 3 damage. 1 for the hit, 1 for the hazard, and 1 for the hazard.
What's your defense?
My defense is also 8. You're going to try body slamming into a building?
Body slamming you into a building.
Okay. That looks like you rolled plenty high enough.
That's plenty high.
Okay, so you're picking me up.
And body slamming you right inside the building.
Putting me over your back.
Yep.
Smashing me into this building.
Suplexed.
So that is 3. I mean, yeah, that is 3 because 1 for the hit, 1 for the building, 1 for the fire.
And I get 2 red dice back.
You get 2 red dice for smashing a building because even though you're a protector, you still smashed a building. It still gave you some excitement. And then if
we've evacuated this.
Yeah. And then if you want, you can step, but you're in a really good position because I can't throw you into any buildings. I can only body slam you into this
You can
one.
body slam me into that
So
one.
you could step over, but then I could throw you back in those double fire and it
Yeah, I
would do 2
want
more
to do
damage.
that.
So you're in a pretty good position. Okay. I forgot a rule earlier, but we'll talk about that in a second.
I could also step here.
Sure, that wouldn't prevent you
That's
from
not
getting
gonna-
body slammed in that
I
building.
could step there though,
Yes, because now I can't line up with you. The best I can do is throw you into that fire,
which is less than that.
which is less than
So
that.
I'm gonna do 2-step.
Yeah. Okay. So you've used 3 dice.
Boop boop. Yep.
So you have a bunch of monster dice still.
It's a bunch of monster dice.
Well, but I could throw you into a building back there. I'll probably do that. Because you're going to get to take another monster turn. I'm going to take one last monster turn probably, and then I'm going to be done. So we're going to do that. I'm going to activate monsters. I'm going to power up. The rule I forgot earlier is the corporate HQ, the Privateer Press headquarters, right now on this map, has a special rule that says if I'm securing it when I power up, you lose a power die.
Yep.
So on some maps, there's a negative zone. There's not one on an Isle of Annihilation. And the negative zone also does that. So I'm going to power up. So I'm going to get 4, which is only 1, and you're going to lose 1. I would actually get 5, technically, but I'm all on. Then I'm going to move to there. I'm going to try.
Even though this is the same results, this is better because I'm forcing you to spin a bunch of red.
Yeah. So I have to throw you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. At least 6 spaces. I could throw you way over here if I had enough dice. So I have to roll those 6 red dice. I have to also roll that white. And then, like before, I don't get 4 blue dice. I get 3 because you're disrupting me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's put some more reds in because reds will roll blanks. Look at how many reds you're making me waste, Alice.
Waste them.
You're making me waste
Burn
them.
them up. That'll do.
There's some super strikes in there, so yeah. So that's enough. And I rolled 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will throw you that far, and you will still be overlapping that. So you will take 3 damage, which does make you go hyper.
Hyperform. Uh-oh. I want to swap models.
Yeah.
Now I'm super mad.
So Dallas has went ahead and painted a hyper form of his monster. If you're familiar with the older version of Monsterpocalypse, it came with a hyper form that was a clear plastic, shinier version. Hold them up to this camera up here. No, this top one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ooh, you're going to do both at the same time? All these people with the short arms, they just do it perfect every time.
Is that
So-
the right spot?
In this version of Monsterpocalypse, you don't have to have a separate monster. But if you want,
You
you
can.
can get a separate monster, and you can paint them all battle damaged, or shiny, or whatever.
or-
Because you did the chest goes from blue.
Yeah,
to
and I actually picked a
red
different
and-
way of painting. Like I did a more illustrative style with the little
Yeah.
illustration lines, changed the color, the reds, like my regular alpha form's orange. This guy's actually red, and he has an orange glow instead of orange with a blue glow.
I'm really looking forward to some of the people that really want to hobby that deep, doing battle damage, like showing superstructure inside the robots when they have giant rips in their bodies. I don't know about Gorgadra. He's awfully like jiggly. He probably just absorbs every punch and nothing happens. So I did that. I hit you. I got 2 dice back in my power pool, +1 because I'm a demolisher, but I lost those 5. They're not coming back yet. And it is your turn because I'm not going to push any dice.
Okay. Power up. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
I got 4.
Yeah. So I'm in kind of the same position you were. It's hard to throw me into a lot of damage. A body slam will do 2
3.
damage to me.
3.
Well, a body slam here will do 3.
Yeah.
But all the other ones are just fire. Someone is saying, Doug Seacat, I thought Monsterpocalypse was a separate universe from the Iron Kingdoms. Did somewhere in chat Doug say it was the same universe? I'm confused.
We're trying to figure out the speed of a Explodohawk compared to, say, like a Rhinodon or something.
Oh, okay. So in the world where a Rhinodon and Explodohawk would have a race, I think the Explodohawk would probably win. And Gnomish69, you can play any army versus any army. So yes, destroyers versus destroyers, protectors versus protectors. That's also part of the agenda, like faction mixing fun, is you can have two armies, because the pterosaurs, the giant lizard monsters, who are led by Terracon, a very big T-Rex kind of monster, they are the good guys because they're trying to protect the planet from everybody who's trying to wreck the planet. But you can totally have the big lizards fighting the big G.U.A.R.D robots because the lizards and them have a slight disagreement over what to do with the city.
Now let's chat to the rescue here. You just moved 4 dice out of your power pool into your dice well instead of the other way.
Oh, you're right.
I did not notice.
So add 8 dice to your power pool, please.
I did not at all see that. I was barely looking. Thank
They were
you.
equitable, and I was just moving.
Yeah. That's why this one is bright red and this one is a darker,
So I need
dull
to.
color.
I can't stand here.
Yeah, and Tommy Bauer wants you to put me in that volcano. I'm guessing that's what the suit
Well, I
means.
can't. I can't get you in that.
Oh, I
volcano.
know. I know.
And if I move up there, I'm going to take a point of damage just to get there.
Where? What?
To get to you.
No. You have high mobility.
Oh, you're right.
You don't take damage from hazards you're already in if you move around inside them. And models with high mobility ignore hazards when they're moving.
But if I go up to you, I can do 3 points of damage to you, put you in hyper form, but then you're going to take a turn on me.
I'm going to take a turn on you with some dice, which might kill you. Probably will kill you.
Can you do 3 to me?
When I become hyper, I do super damage all the time, and super damage in this game is 2 damage instead of 1. So I will base do 2. If I throw you into a fire, we'll do 3. And you have 3.
I hate running away.
You can do it if you want. You don't have to. You can come at me.
Because I can't stand here because you will come and do 3.
I will, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Step.
That would burn up a lot of my action dice. I only have 2 left to throw in the attack, but I will power up a little bit.
Yeah, well, you're going to power up. You're going to get all your dice.
Oh, yeah. I have 5. You have a repair truck. Repair trucks can put out fires.
It's true. But what are they? Well, the fire doesn't.
He has a repair truck on the table, too. For anybody who
All
he
my
has
repair
both his
trucks.
repair trucks on the table. Now, when you do actions, a repair truck's repair is an action. Every model can do 1 action, and you can't do the same action more than once. So 1 repair truck could repair, and if another model on Dallas' side had a different action, he could also do that action, but he can't repair.
2 steps.
Maybe there are rule folk doing work on the Isle of Annihilation. You don't know.
Body slam.
Okay.
Let's get aggro.
The other thing about Monpoc is successful hits are never really guaranteed. You can push the math as far in one direction as you can, but it doesn't always mean it will succeed. Did you get me? Yeah, because there's there's some doubles in there. So you have body slam me here.
Yep.
So that is 3. 1, 2, and 3. I am now hyper form. So my defense goes up to 9 in hyper.
What?
I get unearthly rage, which means my riled effect of you did damage to me, so I get a power die for that. Now if you do damage to anybody in my army, I get a power die for that.
Sure.
Can I finish this game? Can I smash you and kill you and be done? Probably. So I power up. I get all my power dice.
Oh, and I have energy cycle, so I'm going to put an action dice back in
Yeah.
the pool.
So Hyper Defender X can return white dice spent back to the monster pool if you choose. Yeah, let's just see if I can go all in and take you out. You still have disruption.
I still have
also.
disruption.
But I have 5 blue dice in my power attacks now, so I'm at 4 instead of 5.
How many red dice you going to throw?
All of them,
Sure.
because this will win if this happens. Now, if a bunch of these red dice roll blanks, I will lose, and it will be sad.
Oz, just because Mathgani's curious, what dice are you throwing total?
I've 4 blues, 4 whites, 10 reds.
10? Oh, jeez.
So it should be
Yeah, you should be fine.
like a 14, right, Mathgani?
Yeah, something like that.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What's the attack you're gonna
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the same thing I did when I killed Chick. Fading jumper. Got to keep that for the step.
do? Are you gonna do the fading jump?
Yeah.
All right.
That's my finishing move, I guess, according to these streams. So now I'm rolling 1 less white die. It's gonna be really funny when I miss.
You're gonna, yeah. I'm an 8. You did not miss at all.
One red missed.
That is not at all miss. So I go all the way back here.
So Souls has a record of 23 hits as the most rolled in one roll. How did we do?
Okay, so I see a couple supers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 supers, and then 2, 4. Whoops, that was not a double. 6, 8, 9.
So 17.
So 17.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Not
Not
even
even
close.
Fade.
I did. I faded.
There you go.
I was here. I stepped back. It's like whoosh. So that was a game of Monsterpocalypse. That was one monster on one monster with 15 units. Now a standard game is 2 monsters and 2 monsters and 20 units. So those chances where you were like, I can't throw you in the volcano. In a 2-monster game, 1 monster can come up and throw the
Just chuck
monster
'em.
to the other monster who can then dunk him in the volcano.
That's just little.
Yeah, yeah. So you get a lot more interaction with things. You can also have 1 monster go up and kill a bunch of guys to power up, so the other monster can do a really big throw. Those kind of things. And those games.
That's the stuff I like.
those
I
games-
like those double monster, double
Yeah.
back-to-back turns.
Yeah, those games also last a little longer than a one-on-one monster game, because you have twice as many hit points. Because monsters generally have 10 to 12 hit points, so when you put 2 on the table, you have a whole bunch.
It's super fun.
Yeah. So that's Monsterpocalypse. That's our second live stream, our first full one-on-one monster game.
We've only gone for an hour. We should just reset.
We've only
and do it
gone for an
again.
hour. That's up to the people behind there. If you want to try another game, sure. John says yes.
We're
so let's
in.
just leave our buildings where they were, unless you want to move where your
Nope.
your corporate HQ's at. Okay.
Do it again.
I mean, unless chat wants us to stop. I mean, just say stop. Just say stop, chat.
Don't be that way, chat.
Give it the good old runbacks.
Well, and this time you don't have to explain it much. Just give
Sure.
it. I'm giving Dallas an extra picture.
Oh, cool. So that is one of the great things about one-on-one monster games is you can play them very fast. Once you understand all of the stuff about Monpoc, you can very easily play a game in lunch kind of time.
Oh yeah, and don't anybody be expecting me to win. Like I'm in the studio fighting Dev. Like that's not even fair.
He's a painter, not a fighter.
If
Yeah.
you've seen Dallas play these games, have you won a game on a live stream
Yeah, I won 1 game at Company Iron that gave me the world championship belt.
versus Schick?
No,
Who'd you beat? I can't remember.
James Craig for the world championship.
Oh,
belt.
that wasn't our live stream. That was somebody else's live stream. That doesn't
I think
count,
we were
Dallas.
streaming it.
We were? No, that was them. That was whatever Appalachian Murder Shack live stream.
Champion.
Okay.
Company of Iron.
Okay, so we're going to roll off to see who's going first. We would normally place buildings and all
6
that kind
dice.
of stuff. 5 dice, Dallas.
2.
2? Ooh, 4. Okay. So I'm going to place Gorgaja in the middle again. Why not?
Sure. I'm gonna go this side.
That side. You ruin that beach party.
I'm
Those
gonna
people are
claim the
grilling
island.
hot. You're going to go Ralph
Tiptoe.
Macchio on that island? Okay, so unit turn. I spawned some guys. I'm going to do basically what I did last time. It'll be exciting. Although I'm going to slightly plan better and secure a building earlier. So he's going to go there. He's going to go there. He can't get to that one. That's unfortunate. He'll go there. Make sure I don't accidentally grab elites because I don't want to pay for them yet. I'm going to bump this little guy off of here and put a Destructomite behind him.
Destructomite!
I'm going to do this.
I'm going to better plan, and I'm going to put my building there.
Yeah.
That's a better place for that building.
Yeah. I'm going to bump this guy and Destructomite over here. Then I'm going to chompers. Let's chomper there.
Chomper, what?
And chomper there. So that was 2 more dice. I got 2 more dice left. Put out some belchers over here. Maybe I'll secure 2 buildings this game. Okay, so this little guy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mad dash.
So that is not as easy to kill as the other guys. That's a crawler. He has defense 4. If he's on an objective, like a PowerPoint, he has cover, which is defense 5 against guns. He's also immune to SWATs, which is a power attack that we didn't do this last game. But we can
SWATs are super fun.
1, 2, 3, 4. He goes there. I still did it slightly wrong, but whatever. Destructomite jumps there. He jumps there. 1, 2, 3. He goes there. I secured that building. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want to do what I did last time with him. He still wants to kind of.
He wants up there.
No, he doesn't.
Get up there, come on. Get
He's
up there.
He's gonna hang back here right now and secure another building for me. And I'm done. I don't push any dice. Dallas is your turn.
I'm going to spend 6 dice.
And for G tanks?
And just put in some. I'm going to put in 3 G tanks.
Sure.
I'm going to put in 4 G tanks.
Okay.
I'm going to put in 2 repair trucks again.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to bump, spawn, you know what, this is going to be a helicopter. And this
Okay.
is going to be a
Yeah,
bump
you didn't
spawn.
put a helicopter out there last time.
We'll go opposite there.
Rocket choppers have spotter, which helps other people around them shoot better on your side, not my side. I don't get help from his spotter.
And
No Dorian Greg Clampett. There's no Defender Y. There is a Sky Sentinel and a Nova ESR.
Strike fighter!
We're talking about monsters, not talking about units. I mean,
Just deploy a strike.
there is a Strike Fighter, but, you know, whatever. There's also Shadow Sun, like Zor Maxim, Zor Raiden, those kind of guys. Terracon, Armored Axe.
Karamidax.
Karamidax. I don't know what that means, Dallas. I'm afraid to ask. Does it have something to do with cramming things?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Test Room Tony, who's being played today by Mathgani. We haven't announced such things. Oh, because the question from Tommy is, will there be mini crate, War Machine, Monpot crossovers? It's a very, very specific question, Tommy.
Now, does my
And we
rocket
have
chopper get
not.
this power zone?
Yes. Yes.
Sweet. I'm done.
Okay.
We both
I-
accomplished the exact same thing.
I take a monster turn. So, a power up for this building. You would lose a power die, but you
I
don't
have
have
no
any.
power dice.
I power up for this building, so that's 2 so far. Don't put them in the wrong one. And then I power up for these 3 power zones, which is 3. And then I might just do what I did last game and dance around a little bit. You're way over there. I don't have much to be scared of from you. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to slap a building because it's fun. Oh, I gotta go back to not hyper mode. Probably shouldn't cheat / give myself a disadvantage of half the health. Did you give Dallas an extra health on there? Okay, you did.
I don't need an extra health.
For a little while there, he had 111 health.
Oh,
Which
that's more than.
Like I said, an extra digit.
That's a bit
That's a
extra.
lot. I think
Okay.
I can win that game.
You might. You might.
I'd be hard pressed not to.
I mean, I'm
One,
still
two,
playing against Oz.
3.
The odds are against me.
Well, yeah, because he cheats and changes the rules.
4, 5. I don't do that. That's why Pagani's here. Pagani's got a rule book, which, by the way, you can download yourself at monsterpocalypse.com, the full PDF
Hey,
of the
look
rules.
at that. Good job.
Pagani's got a rule book, and he's there to catch me because I am the lead designer, developer on this game, but I wasn't always. So there are some rules I forget sometimes.
You just should beat me. It should just be easy. Big dice
Bunch of building.
roll. That's
1,
it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's my favorite
Not a lot
part.
of blanks. That was nice. Okay, so I get those 2 dice I rolled back and an extra one for killing a building because I like killing buildings. They taste good.
Are you done?
Yeah, I only rolled 2 dice. I'm not going to step or anything. I'm just going to be there because you're way over there. You can't get to me.
Way over.
And I'm going to be done.
Okay, I'm going to power up. I get 1,
And I lose
2,
1.
3, 4, 5. I get 5, and you lose 1.
What?
1, 2, because I have safeguard.
Oh, yeah, because safeguard. I wasn't counting safeguard.
1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, and I did lose 1. Because you are horrible and you steal my dice.
Yep.
Yes, Tommy. Defensiveness. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I can slow play and eat some buildings before Dallas gets to me.
Okay, I'm going to take out this building. Hiya!
Don't punch a building. Maybe there's some sort of person who leads some sort of cheers in there. That is
That is a failed
a 4, Dallas.
attempt at building smash.
That is not enough.
I'm going to stand here looking helpless. Go.
You dropped it down.
I did.
Okay. So I want to take a monster turn. I can't get to you. And if I get closer to your side of the board, you just get to me easier.
Yep.
You're not packing your units together like before for my Explodohawks to have fun with.
Lesson learned.
Lesson
We've
learned.
adapted.
You have. You said tactically it's advantageous to not clump together. Now sometimes you can't help
Are
but
you going
clump
to take
together.
a 2 dice unit turn? That'd be amazing.
I might.
Because honestly,
might.
if I killed that building, I was actually going to take a 1 dice unit turn.
Yeah. Because I could spawn a couple of guys, move them around. I could also
What
run
are you
up.
chortling about?
I could run up and attack your chopper. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the smallest of unit turns. I'm going to spend a die.
Oh, Noman69 says I should be playing game without dice, like chess. I actually like chess.
I'm going to spawn a Belcher. Dallas.
Yep.
Spawn a Belcher. And then I'm going to move this Destructomite. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And Minotaur just got rude.
This guy's going to move over here.
Look, Go Fish is a legitimate game.
And then that
I don't
Destructomite
like that game.
is going to try and bite your helicopter. Your helicopter has defense 2, right?
Yes.
So I have 1 white die, and Destructomites have 1 blue die.
You can do this.
Now, Destructomites have flank. Enemies within 2 spaces of this model have their defense reduced by 1 against brawl attacks made by allied models, which does count as
That's not gonna do
Destructomite,
anything.
to a minimum of 1. So your defense is a 1 versus my biting.
You flank here with yourself.
Yes, because it's allied models. It's not other allied models.
Oh.
So your defense is a 1.
a
Now
really good flank.
I'm still rolling a white die and a blue die, which doesn't always roll a 1.
No, it does not.
Mathgani.
Mathgani! Oh,
Oh, it rolled a 3 that time. Wow. Way to go, odds.
Will I ever live down this Mathgani thing?
No,
Not after this stream.
just hug
never.
it.
Okay, so that was my exciting
Hug
unit
it.
turn.
I guess.
I can't move that guy onto there because units don't have a thing like stepping. Some guys have hit and run, sidestep, those kind of things. That does let them have some movement shenanigans. But these guys don't. I did kill a unit, so I got that die back you took away from me. And I am finished. It's your turn.
I'm going to punch that building.
You're going to take your one die unit turn?
Yep. No, I'm going to punch that building.
So you power up again. So I lose a die.
You lose the dice. I get 5 again.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to spin 2. I'm going to punch the building. Got it.
That did.
Building Punched.
That punched it that time.
Smash!
Are those the same dice you rolled last time?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
See, Monpoc dice. There's some variance in there.
And yours.
What?
I'm going to push.
Nomish thinks I roll good? Is that what's happening in the chat? The chat's really weird right now. Hungerford's yelling about threes. I don't know. So you did push dice? You did
Yep.
not push dice?
No, I did not push dice.
Okay. So I have to take another monster turn because my monster pool is the only one with dice in it. You are fast and whatnot. 1, 2, 3, 4,
I'm
5,
a slippery
6,
robot.
7, 8. You'd have to step twice to get to here because that jet is there. You'd have to step a bunch to get all the way over here if I go that way and smash the buildings. I'm going to do that, though.
Hey, Oz, what you gonna do? Come over here to my side of the island. It's where the party's at every day. Cause I'm a robot with a funny hat. Actually, you're wearing the funny hat.
I'm wearing the funny hat. It's
'Cause
like
you're
the
you're Space Chicken
the
Hen.
like the space pope over here. Okay,
Space Pope robot monsters.
I'm gonna punch this building. I'm gonna get 4 dice because my brawls have 4 blue dice. I need to get a 1. I'm gonna roll 3 reds because I get 3 reds back. I powered up. I forgot to power up.
Power up.
You
I
lose
lose
1.
a dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got all of my power dice. So let's see if I can roll 3 Hungerford. Yeah, you were yelling about rolling 3s. Or something.
Roll it up.
That is
That's
more than a 5.
This one.
So that one's, I ate that one, I got all those dice back. There's 1 less building you can throw me into now. That's in my unit pool. That's the only
Yep.
die I spent. Do I want to step? Not really, because you can't get to me unless you stomp into a fire. Okay, I'm done.
My turn.
It is your turn. It is a little bit like a game of chicken. Sometimes giant space chickens.
It's much more
Ooh,
aggressive when you're running.
No,
the-
Minotaur. No, I'm not going to repeat that. But no. Anyone watching this on YouTube 2 years from now, you won't know what that means, but you didn't need to. It wasn't worth it. For anybody who's joining us late in this video, live especially, if you look at the board, there's a whole bunch of paper buildings. The very blocky buildings are the apartment buildings that come in the starter. 2 of the buildings on the map, though, are resin buildings, which are going to come out in their own packs. These 2 specifically are Privateer Press headquarters, which are proxy models for the corporate HQ that comes out in the regular building pack. And these you can win in the Crush Hour tournament kit around the launch. Maybe a certain amount of time from the launch that will be cycled out, but I don't know what that timing is right now. We haven't talked about that.
Yes, we have.
We haven't talked about the timing of when if that building cycles out of the prize kit. The map we're playing on, since I'm talking about that kind of stuff, is our organized play Isle of Annihilation map that's in the launch league for the game. So if you participate in that league, the goal is that every player that participates gets a copy of this map with the giant volcano hazard in the middle. And the beachgoers running for their lives in terror.
He's going to take an action. And
Oh,
flip
put out
us
that
over.
fire?
Flip.
Okay, so the action repair lets you put out a fire or replace a rubble with a building. So if you had a really, really important building in your army that I'd sent like something back to kill, you could put it back eventually. Like if I take out your corporate HQ.
Yeah, that's a really fun thing to do. And I'm going to shoot that guy.
You're going to shoot that guy. He has cover, but you ignore cover. His defense is 2.
1 white, 1 blue. Nope.
Nope. If your chopper was closer, that would have given you spotter. And the chopper can fly, so he could stand
Yep.
on top of that volcano and not die. But
I'm
he's
good.
holding a power zone right now.
He's holding a power zone because I pushed
the
this
repair
guy
truck.
over. We
Yep.
got the repair truck.
Okay. So I take out 1 model unit turn, but I'm not. I'm going to take a monster turn. What do I want to do with my monster turn? Do I want to like run up, swat a guy, and step backwards? I think I might. I think I might do that. So there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is as far back as I can go, unless I step more. So let's do that. Let's take a big goofy turn. It'll be fun. I walk up there. We're going to do a SWAT power attack. SWAT power attacks target units. When you do a power attack, you have to roll at least 1 white die and at least 1 red die. I am 4 blue dice on my power attacks. G-tanks are defense 4 because they're very solid defensive units. Protectors tend to have the strongest defensive things in the game, and Guard is like the most protectory faction in the game. So you have G-tanks as your kind of main line unit, and they're super defensive.
They're super defensive. They love holding a building. That's what I like doing with them.
And they also they aim, so they sacrifice their movement to shoot better, so they're good in the backfield and like holding things. Okay, so I get these dice, which is 1, 2, maybe 3-ish. I need some more. I'm gonna get a die. Hey, Pagani, is a SWAT power attack range 5?
Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can throw that guy at that repair truck. Now I don't need, not like a throw power attack. I don't need to add red dice up to that number. I just have to add red dice to hit you. And white dice. I'm gonna step 5 times because this is fun. So I'm gonna save some of these and some of those. So I'm gonna fill 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna put another red one in there, and this is gonna totally work, Dallas. Or it's not. That does. Ooh, does some super strikes on reds. So Gorgadja picks up that tank, and he swats it at the other guy. So I roll the dice in play against the repair truck, and if I roll a, what, 2?
Yep.
Defense 2? If I roll 2, he's also smooshed. Smooshed! Okay, so that gives me 2 red dice back for killing units. I could also have swatted him into a building or a monster. That one is gone. And then we are going to step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
My turn?
There was some sort of like Three Stooges sound as he did that.
My turn?
Yeah, like that.
Okay. 1. I'm going to power up. 1,
Uh-huh.
2,
I'm going to lose a die.
3. You lose a die.
Yep.
I'm all in. 6.
Uh-huh.
Step. Step.
Now, you can't step onto a space with a guy, so you
Yeah.
can step first before you do that to use your normal movement to cross that guy. If you want to be, like, for example, here.
I'm going to spend 4 steps.
Okay. Ooh.
And I'm going to punch your HQ.
Punch my HQ, but I need that HQ. It's taking dice away from you.
Yeah, it's annoying.
So you're rolling. So HQs have a defense of 6. Apartment buildings are really easy to knock down. Other buildings are a little tougher. That's a 6. So that building is smooshed, and then we put a hazard side of the debris pile there. You want to do anything else?
Nope.
You want to step anymore?
Nope.
You might just get chomped, Dallas.
That's fine.
Although you take blue dice away from me, he's really hard to chomp. I don't like it. Dallas, you should be more chompable.
Boop.
Come on, work with me here.
King me.
It's not. We were talking about chess earlier, not checkers. So can I? How far can I go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then step, 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 step. So I've got to use 4 steps also, and I only have 3 dice. So I can't take a monster turn. So we're going to spawn Belchers. I'm going to spawn this elite Belcher. So he cost me 2. He goes right there. Well, out of other Belchers, I'm going to put an Exploded Hawk on the table somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can't get anywhere. That's juicy. But that guy can. So I'm not going to have spawned another guy. Okay, Belchers. I'm going to give up on securing this building back here. So I'm going to move. So that guy's going to go there. Those guys are going to stay there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, he's going to scooch that way. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Belchers have a range of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're all in range of you. These guys are going to spit their
Acid spits.
their acid mucus at you. So Belchers, I'm gonna attack with 3 of them. Okay. So the regular Belchers get a blue die when they attack. The elite gets 2, and then regular Belchers within 2 spaces of an elite gain an extra blue die.
Sure. Defense 8.
Defense 8, probably not going to work, but we're going to try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Okay, that didn't work, but it could have. And then Destructomite's going to bite your jet. Your defense is a 1. I can't drop it lower with my flank. I just need to roll a 1. I did. I got a 1. I ate your tank. I got a power. Sorry, tank, not tank. Jet. I ate your jet. That is that. And then I will push this last unit die over there, and I'll be done. Now I can step a bunch.
I'm going to step. And then I'm going to rampage.
Ooh, Rampage. So, Nomish has a good question. If I had rolled an 8, I would have had a successful attack on a target, and every successful attack does 1 damage. Combined units attacks still count as 1 attack.
Okay. So I'm going to do this.
Okay? You're going to step.
I stepped once.
You stepped once. Now, when you Rampage, you go your movement in a straight line. You compare your rolls, your 1 roll, to everything you might stomp on top of.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those 3.
So you're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So yes, the defense of all those guys is lower than what you rolled. So you squished all them. You don't take damage from moving through a hazard when you Rampage, but you do take damage from hazards that you stop in.
Yep.
So you took 1 damage there, and you got 3 power dice back for stomping all those guys. And more importantly, you were close enough for me to do something too. So I take a monster turn, I power up, I get 3 dice, but I only have 1 in there. I don't take any dice away from you though, because you destroyed my cool building. And now that it's dead, you could repair it and put it on your side of the table.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have 2 of them. That'd be fun. I have to step a couple of times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have to step twice. So I step twice. Boop, boop. Then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I go to there. There's not a lot of things to put you into. I could body slam you into this building, or I could move farther and body slam you into that building. Throwing you would put you in a fire, or possibly that building way back there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which would be a lot of red dice. Is this your white die from earlier?
Yes.
Okay. We're just going to body slam you into that building.
Okay.
So, like before, 1 white, 3 blues because you are disrupting me. 1 red. Gotta roll an 8. 5, 6, 7. We're going to call that enough for an 8.
Can you do it?
It's a lot of red dice. It should work. I don't want to throw them in the PPHQ. It's too far away. It's too many red dice. Oh no! That one flew out of the bin. Yeah, it didn't miss though. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So barely over. Now you are smooshed into there. You take 3 damage.
Okay.
I don't want to step because I'll step into fire. So I'm done. I get 3 power dice back for smashing a building and being a demolisher, and I'm finished. You gonna take a 1 die monster turn?
Maybe.
You're gonna try to body slam me right back with 1 die? You got all your power dice. Also, you're gonna take 1 away from me if you power up.
Yep.
But if you take a unit turn, you could rebuild my Privateer Press HQ words.
Yeah, but you're going to take another monster turn.
I did save a lot. Oh wait, I rolled one of those. I stepped twice and then rolled a white die. So I'm not cheating, as far as you know. Hey.
I'm watching you.
Hey, I'm doing everything by the book, right? The book you have, right?
So far.
Mm-hmm. So if you watch the video that we showed at Lock and Load, there are renders of the other buildings. I believe all the other buildings in the first release wave in that video. Things like the communications array and the power station, those kind of things. There are plans, of course, for more stuff in the future, but we're doing things in chunks. So, what you got? This is where two monsters is handy, because you're like, hey, catch this guy and put him in the whatever.
Went by, Sammy.
Okay. So you're just going to put me in a fire?
Yep.
What is that?
More than 8.
There's a lot of super strikes in there. You put me right here.
Yep.
So that is 2 damage.
Hi-ya!
I get a red die for you hurting me, because I like it when you hurt me. Do I?
I took one away from you for powering up.
Oh, yeah. So I lose 1, gain 1. Neat. I am going to now throw you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sure.
So I power up. I get 3. I have to roll 5. You are taking a blue die away from me again.
Yep.
That is 5, 6, 7. Ooh, I don't want to roll more white dice. Let's roll a couple more reds and 1 more white. That looks like as good as you rolled. That's some doubles. So you smoosh into 2 buildings. So that is 1 hit, 2 buildings, 2 fires for a total of 5. You've got 2 hit points left. I'm not in hyper, so I can't just walk up and poke you. Unfortunate. I am going to be done. I get a bunch of red dice back for killing those buildings, because I'm a demolisher, and every time I kill a building, I get a die for it. So I got 2 for each of the buildings and 1 apiece for my demolisher rule.
Okay.
So I got 6.
I gotta take a unit turn.
Uh-oh. Whoop. Don't need to roll dice.
So I'm gonna spawn a G-Tank. Boop. Spawn a G-Tank. Boop. Spawn a Strike Fighter. Spawn a helicopter.
Now, one of the things you can do to screen your monster in this game is monsters can step over units when they're moving, but they can't step over a unit that's adjacent to a monster. So Dallas could surround his guy with strike fighters or whatever, and that would make it impossible for me to do a power attack against him. Some monsters have the ability to make 2 attacks, but generally monsters can only make 1 attack. And in a 2-monster game, 1 monster could come in and knock all the units out of the way, and the other monster could then come up and throw somebody. Hungerford's explaining that he wants to have his mothership abducting G-Tanks. If anybody hasn't seen it, the mothership flight stand is a very large cone of light coming up from the bottom of it. So he's gonna embed G-Tanks in it like they're being slurped up from the Isle of Annihilation, or wherever he's playing. Ale Ultron is talking about seeing Brugrosh in action. So if you haven't seen it yet, Dallas is showing it off and some stuff. Did you have it on Thursday for painting it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so last week on the Get Your Paint On Thursday, Dallas was painting Brugrosh. Brugrosh is an alternate model for Cthulhu, the very first Lords of Cthulhu monster that's coming out at the end of this year. He is going to be at Gen Con as part of our team up with the Ram Brewery. You'll be able to buy him there. He is a very large, ugly, tentacled monster drinking some sort of beverage out of a large tankard water tower thing. If you've been to the Ram, they have that big water tower thing
in
in front.
action.
And oh, Dallas just snatched my building from destruction. So you repaired, and that when it's a rebel tile, you can put any building back that's been destroyed.
1, 2, 3, blast.
Okay, so you have spotter.
Yep.
So my defense is only
And
1.
I have 3 blue.
Mm-hmm. You burn that guy?
Get a paradise.
So that guy has defense 5.
They're both going to shoot.
Okay, so 2 G tanks. They both didn't move, right?
Yep.
And they're aiming, and one's the elite.
Oh, 1 moved.
Oh, 1 moved. That was the elite one, so it gets its blue die anyway.
Yep.
So you should have 2 blue dice and 2 white dice?
Yep.
Okay, so you need a 5. You got a
Okay.
5. Okay then. Why not? Easy peasy. What was that, Pagani? Was that?
Easy game, easy life.
Yeah.
He's game.
All you got to do is roll exactly what you need, no matter how many dice. Now, you can't roll a 5 on 1 die, because there's only 1 super strike for 2. But, yeah. Are you done? That's all your dice?
That's it.
Okay, so you have put units there so I can't come at you that direction. If I come back here to try and throw you, I will take 2 damage because I'll be in 2 fires. I only have these 5 dice, so I can't step a bunch. This fire won't hurt me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd have to step 1 time. I power up. I only get 2 dice this time, but that's all the dice I had.
I take 2 from you.
You would take 2 from me, but that's when you power up, not when I power up.
Oh, that's right.
So if you survive this, the next time you power up, you would take 2 from me. But my plan is to throw you into that HQ, just like Nomish or whoever wanted earlier. We'll do that now. So I have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a damage. Boop. 6 and a step. Now we turn our models because it's cool looking, but there's no facing in Monsterpocalypse. So we're trying to get in your armpits.
Well,
there.
I can rotate my torso.
Yeah. You can also like just fire your jets a little bit, just to kind of cook me back there. So this has to hit, so I'm going to roll all the dice I can. I'm not hyper this time, so you're still only making me 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can easily throw enough red dice to throw you 5 spaces. And you are an 8.
I'm an 8.
So this should math-gani work every time.
Every time.
Oh, Hungerford points out there's a volcano there. Yeah, I forgot. I don't need to do 3 damage to you. I only need to do 2.
Yep.
The building would be 3.
You only gotta do 2.
So yes, Hungerford. Hungerford, by the way, works on an organized play here. Designed this map. Put a volcano in the middle. I have to, just because first time on the stream. I got to finish the game by throwing you into a volcano.
Do it.
I can't fading jumper because there's no space behind me, so I have to break my rules of. But this might not work.
I set you up to make you have to do a thing you don't want to do.
No, I want to do it. Okay, so here we go.
With no fading jumper. That's an 8.
It's only one miss on the right in the middle. Okay, so that was 2 damage. That was your last 2 damage.
Boop, boop.
You die. And that was 2 games of Monsterpocalypse in
An hour and a half.
not even an hour and a half because we talked for a little bit at the beginning and that kind of stuff. So when you're playing one-on-one monster games, you can play them really fast, especially once you get things down. You only get a couple of turns generally back and forth depending on your positioning and your game of chicken. And remember, when you're playing the real game, a little while after launch, you'll have a lot more buildings to choose from. They'll be doing things like speeding up your units, exploding and killing things around them.
Yeah, I missed my speeding up unit building.
Yeah, the industrial complex is real handy. Makes those jets speed 8, that kind of thing.
Real used to that.
Yeah, and that was a weekly Rumble here at Privateer Press. We live stream 3 times a week, always at 10 Pacific in the morning. Didn't say Eastern Pacific because
Eastern
that was
Pacific.
weird.
Eastern Pacific time.
Tuesdays is what you're watching right now, the weekly Rumble. So we play a game. We're going to be playing Monsterpocalypse until Gen Con and probably after Gen Con. Next week will be me and Schick with some Shadow Sun stuff on the Protector side. Wednesdays, tomorrow, usually myself, William Hungerford, and William Pagani.
Will
See
Pagani.
how formal I was there.
Hello.
We come on and we talk about developments things. in our hangout. When the CID is going, we'll be talking about that mostly. So tomorrow will be about the Retribution CID and the changes we made, some of the thoughts we're having, and that kind of stuff. And then Thursdays, Dallas paints something. Don't point at me. I'm talking about you. I'm like Van-ing you right now.
Oh.
So yeah, Dallas does Get Your Paint On Thursdays where he paints a thing. And just hangs out and talks to you. Sometimes we have somebody on there to talk about lore a little bit, where you guys are talking about models.
I love those episodes.
Yeah.
Those are really fun. And tomorrow Thursday, we're going to be painting a ghostly version of Gaston Crossbones.
Yeah, which, if you are a Mini Crate subscriber, you will get. If you're not a Mini Crate subscriber, you have 2 days.
2 days?
July
2
19th
days.
is the last day you can order Gaston Crossbones.
2 days.
And get your pirate version of Gaston.
The next one is super cool.
Have we showed off the next one?
Nope.
We haven't showed off. I thought we usually previewed it before the end of...
Maybe.
Oh.
No. We don't show them off.
Which one is it? Is it this one or is it that one? Is it the cool one or the other cool one?
It's the one that's all like, you know, hey, what's up? And you're like,
that one's awesome.
Oh, no.
I love that one.
And
That one's
like,
my favorite.
Yep, you're dead.
That one's my favorite. Okay, so...
Yep, you're dead.
Yeah. The last thing I want to tell you is you've just watched the game of Monpoc. If you want to know more about how the game works, you can go to monsterpocalypse.com. There is a button that says download the rules, and you can get the rules, the full 44 whatever pages of rules as one PDF, and you can read all about Monpoc. And you can prepare to play Monpoc at Gen Con when we have our Saturday tournament at Gen Con for Monpoc.
Demos.
We'll be doing demos at Gen Con.
A tournament.
We'll be selling some product.
Brewgrosh.
We got
with
Brewgrosh.
a stat card.
Yep.
Yes, you can play Monpoc with more than 2 players.
Well,
why not?
There's no core rules for more than 2
There's
players.
no core rules,
But there's easy ways to work it out.
do what you want.
And yeah, we might even be putting out official things for more than 2 players. Who knows? We can do anything, Dallas.
We can make it up
We have
like you do.
the power, and know much that is cool. So is that it? We're done? We're saying
that
goodbye?
it?
Right? Okay? Get your Gaston Cross, download your rules, watch us play Monpoc next week, talk to Dev, and always watch Dallas paint on Thursday.
Come watch me paint. Gaston Bones.
Ghost Stone?
Ghost Stone Bros. On the